so you can find our Regency Park Suite in the mini catalog. And you'll find it on pages 30, 31, here's 31, and 32 and 33. And you know, it's funny, tonight when I set up my table, I started looking at the samples again, and I really want to go back and make some of these. Like, I'll zoom in so you can see what I want to make. Like, I really want to make this card, and I want to make this one. And then over here, I thought this would be a really good one to make. So I'm not done with this suite yet. I still have some things that I want to make with it. But I love it because not only do you use these stamp sets together to create projects, but you've also got a punch and a die set. And so you can intermix those for creating cards as well. All right. So very good. Gail just got this set. That is awesome. Good, 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 good. Okay, so let me show you tonight's cards and we'll get started. We're going to be creating this one tonight, and I even threw in some Mango Melody cardstock. Now, I don't use Mango Melody a whole lot. Sometimes I'm a little scared of that color. It's a bit bright. And I'm using it, and I hope you all like this card. I thought it turned out pretty well. Then we're going to be creating this card right here. And again, I'm using the die set here. And look at this really cool stamp with the crosses, the X's, the crosshatch. I'm not sure what to call that design. And then our third card is right here. All right. Now, I can already tell you that this card right here is a retreat card because we cut the kits yesterday and packaged them. So this card's all ready to go for the retreat, whether you're in person or in the box, okay? So you might see these others at retreat. I don't know if we'll make them or not because I'm still designing, but this is definitely a retreat card, okay? All right, let's get started. All right, let me see if I can put these back in the right order here. And for this one, we're going to actually start with this designer paper because I want to show you how to cut this, okay? I'm going to show you how to cut that designer paper, how to make it even on this card stock, and show you, if you were to put this designer paper back together, it would be one sheet of designer paper, okay? Just one sheet. So I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? Thank you all for the lovely reviews. I really appreciate it. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start with this sheet of designer paper. I'm actually using the same piece that I used here, okay? Let me look up the measurements. And we want to cut this at 4.5 inches, okay? And this is really important. We want to do that 4.5 inch cut first. So 4.5 inches. This is left over, okay? Don't need that. Then I am going to turn this at 1.5 inches. Hang on, let me try. Let's see. Let me do 3.5 inches first. Okay. 4.5 inches, that's your first cut, okay? Rotate it, cut it at 3.5, okay? This is also left over, so we don't need that piece for now. Now I'm going to turn this back to the 4.5 inch side, okay? We're on the 4.5 inch, and we're going to cut it at 1.5 inches. All right, so let's get that done. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. I think I am. I think I've given you the right cuts. If I did this incorrectly, we'll redo it. How about that? All right, and 1.5 again, okay? All right, and then look what happens. We've got the 3 separate pieces that are going to go on this panel. All right. Now I don't want to mix them up, okay? Because look, if I put it back together, I still have that same pattern. So I'm just going to move them off to the side, okay? And we're going to take Balmy Blue, and let's measure this one. It's going to be 5 inches, all right? And it's going to be 3 3/4 inches. So let's do that again. 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches, all right? Okay, now we're ready to tape these down. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take the piece of designer paper that's on the far left, okay? All right, and it is going to go right here, okay? I think I'll flip that over. Now we're going to add our Stampin' seal and get that started. And we want about 1/4 inch all the way around, okay? All right, so that's what you want. That's your first piece. Now, Billy's laughing. All right, now what I'm gonna do is, Billy, I'm laughing at your comment. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the far right piece of designer paper, okay? I'm gonna bring that over, and I'm gonna tape it on this end, okay? All right. And it should go right here. Again, we've got that 1/4 inch all the way around, okay? So that's what we have next. Hi, Jeannie, nice to have you tonight. Hello, Pam. And then this piece is gonna go right here. So look what happens. If it were to be put back together, the pattern would match. All right, so that's what we wanted to accomplish. And now we're gonna add some Stampin' Seal here. I always do my middle piece last so I can make sure that I have the same amount of space on both sides. So middle piece goes last, okay? So just like that. Now we're going to be using some of this amazing ribbon. If you purchased my ribbon share, you're gonna love this ribbon. You're gonna have 2.5 yards of it. By the way, those who purchased my shares, they will ship at the beginning of next week, all right? So they are all just about ready to ship. Now you'll notice, well, I thought I added a glue dot. I did not, or did I? No, I did. There is a glue dot there. All right, so I added a glue dot to the ribbon, and I'm gonna fold, the glue dot is under there, and so I'm just gonna fold that back, okay? And then I'm gonna go over here, and you can do this 2 ways. You can either put the glue dot on the ribbon, or you can put the glue dot on the cardstock, okay? All right. And this gets wrapped around. Same thing. We're just gonna put it in the middle, all right? Okay, now I am going to actually pop this up. I've been doing this a lot lately. I love to kind of pop up this layer. And I am gonna put a dimensional on top of that so that that ribbon does not become loose, okay? So yes, I am using quite a few dimensionals right here. All right. And I need to get my card base, don't I? My card base is Shaded Spruce, all right? And it's just a standard card base. And let's put this in the correct direction. And then we're going to center this here, all right? Just like that. Okay, so now we're ready for the next step, which is putting this on. And I just realized I never showed y'all what the dies look like when they're cut. So let's do that real quick. Totally forgot. So these are the Sentimental Park dies, and they actually coordinate with this stamp set right here, okay? So this is what the dies look like once you've cut out everything. You get 2 of the larger outlines, 2 mediums, and these 2 smaller ones here. You also get these. Now this you may not be able to see, but these flowers here that you cut out, they actually have some scoring on them. All right, so they're really cute because they look a bit detailed. You also get this lovely stem, and you get these 3 stitched shapes. And I'm going to show you something really cool with the larger one. You also get this flower, and you get the stems, and then you get this flower as well. So this is what the dies do, and they just go perfectly with just the paper, with the embossing folder, with everything. It just coordinates so beautifully. Sorry, I forgot to show you that. Okay. So when you cut out the die, let's just look at the die. When you cut this out, this is what that die looks like with the flowers, okay? And so here you can see that that is what I cut out, okay? This is the die, and this is the shape after it's cut out, okay? All right, now I've already taken the time to cut this shape out, but this time I cut it out with designer paper. On the original, I've used Mango Melody cardstock. On this card tonight, I have used the die to cut out the designer paper. So it's a little bit different. I am going to poke out all of these little pieces. So let's move this, and I'm going to poke these out right over the trash can. All right, I'm so glad you all like it. Thank you. Like I told you, sometimes I'm a little scared of Mango Melody. How about y'all? Is there a certain Stampin' Up color that kind of scares you to work with? So this is really, with this suite, I've really moved out of my comfort zone because sometimes I'm not sure about Petal Pink. So I've been using a lot of Petal Pink lately, and so that's been really good. And again, now I'm using the Mango Melody. All right, so let me show you a really cool trick, okay? So we have this die, right? That cuts out this. And we have this die that doesn't have any flowers, and it cuts out this piece, okay? I know I'm loving the labels. Well, check this out. Do you see how these flowers lift up? You can slide your paper hang on, I'm getting there. It slides in. How cool is that? Isn't that crazy? Billy, I did not think about that. The mango color pops the centers of the flowers. You're right. That's such a great great comment. Thank you for sharing that. I need to remember that. So isn't this just the coolest? All right, now I've got another trick I'm going to show you, okay? We're going to talk about how we're going to stamp this. Oh, first, with the original, I just popped this up, all right? I just popped it up. So this one's popped up, but you can slide it in. Now, I haven't tried to pop it and slide it in, so I'm not sure how that would work. Probably not too well. So you'd have to do one or the other. But just keep that in mind, okay? Also, let's look at Let's look at this one. Okay, on the smaller die, you cannot do that. Okay, this does not have the little slits in it. All right, so only your larger die can you layer like that. But I love these labels. I mean, I can see me using these, you know, over and over. All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about the actual stamping. So, you know, there's a stamp for the word thanks. There's a stamp for the word for. And there's a stamp for all the wonderful things you do. And it's like, how am I going to get all of that to line up? So I'm going to teach you a little trick, just something I did that did work. Also, look at the combination of words. Thinking of you. Let's celebrate your new adventure. Let's celebrate your anniversary. Let's celebrate your graduation. Thinking of love, if you want. Dear friend, best wishes. Just for you. So all the wonderful things you do. I love this one right here. I've used it a ton. So you can mix and match all of these words. Okay. So Melissa, I might give that a try. Melissa says pop the center so it curves. I'm going to do it because I'm really anxious to know what it will do. All right. So I'm going to show you how I figured out my spacing without using the Stamparatus. So I'm going to use Night of Navy ink, and I am going to use the word thanks, okay? So I'm going to ink this, and we're going to put the word thanks up here at the top. Okay? So the first part's done, right? Now the next stamp set I'm going to use is all the wonderful things you do. So I'm actually working on the bottom piece. I love the sentiments too, Sandy. They are awesome. All right, so I've inked that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stamp this sentiment right here. Hopefully I didn't move the block. Okay. Now I'm going to take the word for, okay, which is going to be hard for you to see with the camera. And I'm going to ink that up, and then I'm just going to center the word for between thanks and all the wonderful things you do. All right, and it's done. So it's actually very, very easy to line up if you break it up like that, okay? So definitely keep that in mind. So let's go with Melissa's suggestion. We're gonna give this a try and actually pop up this piece, and we're gonna put it on this. So we're gonna slide this in, and then I've got to get this to slide in without sticking first. Okay, got that. All right. And so that's what it looks like. So it's, and actually, I don't see why you can't. Let's try this. Let's just stick another dimensional in there. Let's just see what happens. So we are experimenting. All right, yes, it can be done. Yes. You all know that makes me happy, right? All right, so let's lift this up, and we're gonna put another one there. You all know how I love my dimensionals. So it is popped up, and it is also tucked in, okay? Now at this point, you can either use Stampin' Seal to attach this, and hang on 1 minute, I have one more little piece of paper there, or we can pop it up. This one here, I actually attached. This one, I'm just gonna pop it up. And I will be giving away this card tonight, so hang on to the end. Make sure you comment tonight so that you can be in the drawing to win your card. All right. And tell me what you like better. Do you like the Mango Melody cardstock, or did you like the designer paper? All right, so I'll zoom in, give you a few minutes. This is Mango Melody cardstock. This is the Regency Park designer paper. So I'd love to know what you think, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts as well. I'm going to clean this stamp. All right. Yes, you can use your scissors to attach those dimensionals. You can also use your take your pick. Oh, good. The answers are coming in. I'm going to tell y'all my thoughts, okay? All right. The thoughts are coming in. I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Yep. Yep. I love this. Okay. Very good. Very good. I'm loving the answers. Okay. So this is what I think. I think the designer paper softens it, which someone just said. It's more subtle. Sonia, you're right. They're both beautiful. Let's see, what else? Let's see. Yes, Jean said the DSP because it's less loud. So I agree with that, Jean. It's a bit softer. Like I said, Mango Melody's really out of my comfort zone. So for me to use it is huge. So this is awesome. Thank you so much for chiming in. It's just so good to hear. It's really good to share that. All right, so yeah, we'll be giving away that card tonight. I'm going to set it aside and move things out of the way. And we'll get ready for the next card. Okay. So our next card is right here. Again, I'm using the Regency Park designer paper. I love it. I need like more of it. So when you order it, you probably need 2 packs. All right. I'm going to also be using the Scalloped Contours dies this evening. And I'm using this one right here, okay, for the basic white. So that would be, it's the one right in the middle. 3rd smallest to largest, or the 3rd largest to smallest. So it's right there in the middle, okay? And as you all know, I use this a ton. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll get our stamping done because we do have some things to cut out, okay? All righty. So let's start. Where do I want to start? I'm going to start right here with this piece of paper for the things we're going to cut out. Now, I am using Shaded Spruce ink, okay? Because there's the Shaded Spruce right here. So I want to pull that color in, okay? Susan, Scallop Contours are my favorite. I know, they're awesome. Okay, for some reason, okay, I did close it. I thought it was gonna like pop and land on my shirt. Okay, so here are the leaves. Now this is from the Sentimental Park, okay, stamp set. And I'll show it to you right here. We're using this. Excuse me. We're going to use this flower tonight, but you could also use this one. Okay, so now I have to sneeze. I'm sorry. It's coming. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Okay, sweet sorbet. We're actually going to start with the outline of the flower, and we'll stamp it right there. And then we are going to ink it up with the solid image, and we're going to stamp off, and then we're going to line it up. Super, super easy to line up. Such a great stamp. Okay, and while I have the sweet sorbet out, let me go ahead. I'm going to do the word thanks again. I could also do dear friend, but I don't know that I have a block for that. Let's see. Maybe we will do we want, no, we're not going to change it up. That's a little long. So we'll stick with thanks. All right. I'm just trying to find the stamp. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. All right. So yeah, while I've got the sweet sorbet ink out, let's go ahead and get that stamped right there. Okay. All right. So that's done. Oh, yes, it is a Gesundheit. Oh my gosh. Oh, me. Oh gosh, Jean, I hope you find your scalloped contour dies. I really do. You're not the only one to do that though. I've done that many times. So hopefully it could be sticking to the bottom of something. One time I found a die sticking to the bottom of my Stamparatus, and it had been missing for months. So that might be a good place to look. Okay, so we are going to get our machine out to do this cutting. But I also want to cut something for the third card while we have our machine out, okay? So let's just set this one aside a bit, and we're going to come back to it. And we're actually going to talk about this card so that we can cut this, okay? Anybody know where this is from? Any ideas? I bet you do. By the way, this is a retreat card. So you get a preview. Okay. I'm in love with the font. I think it's amazing. Yep. Okay. Oh, Susan, there's something I can tell you about Misfit Dies, I think. Hang on. No, it's not on there. On some of our dies, and I don't see it on this set. Some of our dies have the item number on them. Okay, look, for example, look at this die. It says Stampin' Up, and it has the item number on it. It's number 159162. So if you ever find a loose die in your stamping area, look to see if there's an item number. Plug in that item number in the online store, and it will tell you which die set it belongs to. Because I had to do that once for a tiny little die. I didn't know which die set it went with. So do look for an item number. I am really surprised that it's not on these scallop dies. It's on this one. There is an item number on this one. Let's see if there's one here. But not the others. And I really wish they had them on all of them, because it can get misplaced and then you don't know what it belongs to. Okay? So item numbers are usually on the dies. All right. Okay. So let's get back to this die here. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Did you all guess, by the way, which die that is? Which die set? It is the split card textures dies, okay? And you get this piece and you get this piece. And they're amazing. And usually they're on back order. So, and I don't think it is right now. It might be in low inventory, but it stays in low inventory because everybody loves it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to be cutting this, and we want about 1/4 of an inch on both sides, okay? So let's get some Post-it tape here. All right. I know you have to, as soon as it becomes available, you have to get it. All right. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape there. Okay. And we need the dies for the flower. It's going to be that one. And it's going to be this one. Okay. Oh, and by the way, something else. This designer paper, I am pretty sure, and of course I can't do it with this because I don't have a full piece. I'm pretty sure this die will cut out this group of flowers, okay? So be looking for that when you look at your designer paper. Let's see if this one will work. I meant to try this earlier and I did not. Will this work? Maybe it doesn't work, but I was thinking it worked. It may not work, but if you have this, try your dies with your designer paper, okay? Ooh, so Leslie wants to know where the Post-it came from, the Post-it skinny tape. So Leslie, it's 1/6 of an inch by 700 inches, okay? And you can get it from Amazon. Okay, you can buy it there. All right, mine fell on the floor and it cracked the case, but one of my other team members shared it with me, and I don't know if Diane is watching tonight, but it was amazing when I saw it. So all right, so let's move all this away and let's get our machine. And see, that's moved, but I'm gonna fix it. So oh, and I'm gonna have to zoom out, so let me do that. There we go. And my table's going to shake, so hang on. Okay, we are platform number 1, and we're gonna go ahead and put down a cutting plate. We need a cut, we need this first. We need number 2. So if you look at the sandwich, number 1, a number 2, a number 3, and then we've got our pieces. And I may end up taping these. My other method of this is to hold my breath and roll it through, and that works pretty well. So anyway, we'll see. We will see. All right. So yes, sometimes I use the tape. Sometimes I get really lazy. All right. So I'm going to put that down. And I think we're in pretty good shape. That one die might have moved a little. So I may end up using tape on this one. We'll see. You can also use a Post-it note, by the way. So you've got 2 options. Okay, so we're gonna roll this through. I'm just gonna hold my breath and see if that technique works. And here we go. I'm gonna drop these dies in this tray so I don't lose anything. And we've got our gorgeous flowers. Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they pretty? Okay, so now we get to use this piece. By the way, this sheet of paper is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, okay? And this is where we're gonna line this die up. And I think that'll do it. I think that'll be good, okay? And then we're just gonna add this number 3 and we're gonna roll it through. And I may roll it back. I probably don't need to roll it back, but I probably will. And we'll do the same. We're gonna go back through. All right. Okay. And here we go. And I'm just going to check it, and everything has cut out beautifully. So I'm just going to move that now. I'll move the machine, and I'll answer any questions that may have come up. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, so Diana's asking me, what do you hold your phone with to be able to zoom in and out? So Diane, I use a couple of things. The first thing I use is a camera stand that I can recommend to you. By the way, I'm going to put this aside and we'll get back to this in a bit. The other thing I use, I have an Apple iPad, Apple phone, and Apple computer. And so I use a program called Switcher Studio. And it works with Apple products, and so that's what I use. And I've been using it for almost 4 years, and I love it. So, highly recommend it. It's called Switcher Studio, if you're looking for that. Okay. So, let's get back to our card now. Oh, and by the way, I'm actually changing up the paper on this one, okay? And now I have another bigger piece. I just want to see if this works. I was thinking it would, but it's like the flowers are going in the opposite direction. So I don't think it'll work. All right, so let's go over some measurements. What color are my flowers? They are Sweet Sorbet, Leslie. Sweet Sorbet and Shaded Spruce, okay? And Sweet Sorbet coordinates with this designer paper. All righty, we have a Night of Navy card base. It's a standard card base. We have some Balmy Blue cardstock, so let's measure it. And it's 3 3/4 inches by 5. I've been using this measurement quite a lot lately. Then we've got our designer paper, and it's going to measure 3 1/2 inches by 4 3/4 inches. All right, so we're just going to add these two together. Again, that's Balmy Blue cardstock. And like I said lately, I've been popping up this layer. Now, if you don't like that look, you can certainly use your Stampin' Seal, okay? All right, I'm going to peel this off. Leslie, I didn't know the tape came in the 1 inch wide. I'm assuming you're talking about that Post-it tape. I did not know that. All right, there we go. Now we're ready for this piece. And I'm actually going to use some Mango Melody ink. This is a fairly clean pad because it hasn't been used a whole lot. All right, what else am I looking for? Looking for this little piece. All right, that's part of the stamp set. And I'm going to add one about here. And then I'll put one here, here, and here. And this just adds just a little bit something extra, and I'll go ahead and show you. I know I'm being so brave. I am being so brave because I'm using Mango Melody. Okay, I think we're about ready. Here we go. We are going to pop the stems up. So let's get some minis here. Just need a couple of these. I just pulled off 3 though. Hang on, now they're sticking to me. There we go. We'll peel this off. And I'll put it about right there. Okay. And then we're going to add our group of flowers. So can anyone tell me what kind of flowers these are? I don't know all my flowers. So who else knows? I know I didn't need 3 of these, but I added 3 anyway. Anybody know the names of these flowers? I'm dying to know. All right. So we'll put that about right there and we'll pop this up. Well, Jean, now you know what to do with your little stamp, right? And it just adds interest to your project. Okay. Now, this is a great time to use your Wink of Stella, all right? Susan, that's hilarious. Susan said she looked in the mirror one day after stamping, had dimensionals in her hair. I love it. I'm not surprised, Susan. It happens to all of us. I always find them on my shoe. All right, so which one? Do you like the one on the left, the Sweet Sorbet card base, or Night of Navy card base? I could have even changed these flowers. They could have been Balmy Blue. They could have been Night of Navy. So lots of options for you as far as the color. They could have been Petal Pink. I'm kind of smitten with Sweet Sorbet, so I tend to use that a lot, but I probably should have branched out. All right. Oh, love, 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 love. Okay. All right. I know, isn't it hard to choose sometimes? I'm going to grab some more water here. Okay. I actually did the inside of this card, so I'm going to do that with you all. And let's see, let's go ahead and use Sweet Sorbet again since I used Sweet Sorbet on the outside. Yes, Carol, I can. We're going to be using both of these sweets for the retreat. So you'll want to have both, because we'll be using both of them quite a bit, and you'll want the dies and the punch. Okay, great question. All right, so before I tape this inside my card, I'm going to stamp first, and if I stamp crooked, then I can flip this over and start again. All right. I see it, Diana. You're loving spring. Diana says it's going to snow tonight. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. All right, let's get back to the shaded spruce. We're going to add another flower here. You can even take it off the paper just a little bit like that. And I am oh, I know, I see it. I got to get Sweet Sorbet back out. Hang tight. Now, you could stamp this and just leave it like that. I want to show you one really cool thing. Do you see that break in the petal? I think they did that so you put your stem there. I could be totally wrong, but I'm thinking that's where you put the flower. Louise, Mango Melody flowers would have probably been really nice as well. I totally agree. Yep, I need to branch out. All right, I am gonna shade it with the other stamp. I just need to line it up. You all may see the back of my head here. All right, and there it is, right there. And now it's ready to tape inside. All right, hi Marcia, welcome. I'm ready for spring, and I'm sure all of you are too. We're just gonna center this in here, and we'll give this one away this evening. All right. Or was this the one I wanted to keep? I might keep this one because I need my samples for the retreat. So this one I am going to keep just to give everybody more ideas, okay? All right, so if you are taking the retreat, you want both bundles with the punch and the dies because you'll use them a ton, all right? So, all right, hi Elizabeth, we're happy you're here. Okay, you ready for the last one? It's right here. This is my favorite. Love this one. All right, I'm trying to put these cards somewhere where I don't get ink on them. All right, so we've already taken the time to cut this piece out. And now what we're gonna do is we are going to lift this off, okay? Oh, but before we do that, hang on. How many of you saw my tip of the week yesterday? We had a revelation. By the way, this is the Take Your Pick die brush tool, okay? And I've had it forever. It's item number 149655. Never used it until yesterday. Oh, and by the way, it comes with a sponge. I don't even need my Stampin' mat. All right, I can't believe that I bought this. You get 2 sponges. Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't believe that I bought this a few years ago and I have never used it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, and I think I have to take my top off to do this. Okay, hang on. We're going to try and unscrew this. Of course, I've never tried. This unscrews. If I don't get this one off, I'll get my other tool. Did I do that? I think I did that. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to open this up. I know. How many of you have a die brush? How many of you haven't used it? How many of you have not opened it like me? Oh, goodness. Jean, are you talking about this die right here? If you are, you will not need this die for the retreat, okay? Your die cuts will be all cut for you, all right? So look, I just screwed this in. That's it, okay? All right, so now we're gonna come over here to the sponge and check this out. Oh my gosh, Tina, I feel so much better. Tina says I haven't even opened it. I haven't opened mine. Oh my gosh. Yes, Louise, I sometimes still use my old die brush. All right, so we've rolled. This was our tip yesterday. And check that beauty out. Isn't that amazing? That worked so well. All right, so I've got a few pieces of paper. So let's just pop those out and clean the die while we have it here. Let's see, anything else? There's one there, there. I think I have them all. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it back. All right, and that is a split card textures dies. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna try and scoot it in my little mini trash can. All right, got a little bit of static here. Hang on. Hang on. All right, so now you all know about the die brush, okay? I still have stuff here. Okay, ready to go. All right, so the next thing that you want to do is you're going to be taking a piece of designer paper. And I'm going to measure that for you. Let's move that out of the way. All right. And let's see, it's 5¼ inches and it's 3 inches. Okay, so 5¼ inches by 3 inches. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Tombow glue. Ooh, I'm making a mess over here. I'm just gonna put it in a few spots, okay? And then, I'm gonna do this upside down. I'm just gonna lay this piece right on top. So I'm covering up that hole, okay? By the way, do you see this piece of designer paper? You can use the coordinating punch to punch out the flowers, okay? So the DSP coordinates with the punch. And look at here. It is right here and it is ready to go. All right, now before we attach it to the card base, we're going to do a bit of stamping. So let's see. I had "Let's Celebrate" on there. I might use a different word. I think I'm going to do "Dear Friend." And I just need to change a block from somewhere else. What can I use? I'll use this one. Pull that off. And I'm just going to catty corner that, okay, just so I can get the "Dear Friend" on there. I'm going to use Night of Navy ink. And I'm going to put it about right there. All right, so it's a little bit higher than "Let's Celebrate," okay? But that's all right. It will work. All right, so now I am going to need this. And at this point, yeah, I still want to stamp this before putting it on the card base. This is sticking to everything now. Granny Apple Green ink. So, all right. So yes, so Carol, for the retreat box, you'll want the Petal Park bundle and the Sentimental Park bundle. This is Sentimental Park, all right? And I think it's pages 30 and 31, 32 and 33 in your mini, okay? All right, so I'm gonna ink upside down. And yes, I got a little messy. All right, now I'm gonna move this so I can get most of this on the white space. And I think I got it. I think if I do that, I think I will have it on there, okay? There we go, it is there. All right. Now we're going to take the solid image. By the way, on this original, I used the solid image with this, but you could leave it just like this. You don't have to use the solid image, okay? I've been using it a lot, so I just wanted you to know that you don't have to do that. All right, oh, I'm gonna stamp off because I want it lighter, and then I'm going to line this up. Okay, there we go. All right, now at this point, well, no, one more thing. I want to do one more thing with the Granny Apple Green. I want to add some extra little dots. Now these extra little dots are in the Petal Park bundle. So let me show you right here, and we're using this right here, these extra dots, okay? So I'm going to ink that, and you can put them wherever you want, all right? So you can add extras. Isn't that fun? Oh, I'm getting really crazy now. All right, but you can put them anywhere you want. You can fill up the whole thing if you want. Okay? I probably overdid it, but it was fun. All right, we can add this to the card base now, which is right here. And let's see. I can go ahead and add some tape there. And we'll put that there. All right. I've got a sticky spot right there that I really want to get off. And I'm going to do that with this little square. All right. Hang on, I'm almost there. I almost have it off. Oh, come on. Being very stubborn. All right, it's still there, but I'm determined to get it off, and I'll do that a little bit later, okay? So let's stamp some flowers. And again, for stamping flowers, I have found if your cardstock is 2 3/4 by 8.5 inches, you'll have plenty of space and very little paper waste, okay? Oh, good, Kathleen. Kathleen says you've given me an idea for my 3rd wedding card. This would be a really pretty wedding card. Okay, so let's start. We'll start with Night of Navy. And I like to start with the outline first. And remember, you want your 2 larger flowers at the bottom, because this is where your stamp is going to be. Okay, where your punch is going to be, excuse me. Now I'm going to try and line this up and re-stamp. That did not work. It's almost like I have double vision. So let's go ahead. We're going to start over. I probably should be using my Stampin' pad here. It still did that. I will use my pad next for sure. All right, I'm going to ink it in the solid image. And then I'm going to just line this up and stamp. Okay. Wow, I did a really lousy job on that. Where is my stamp pad? Girls, I think I need this. This is a folding table, and so it has some give in it. It's not a wood table. So let's start this thing over. We're going to give it another try. Much better. I'm going to stamp off. Much, much better. Okay. I have some flowers already stamped. I already have like a sweet sorbet, and it looks like I might have some mango melody. So I may not need to stamp any more flowers. By the way, I keep these extra flowers, okay, so that I can use them on other cards. I don't think I need to stamp any more flowers. All right, I'm gonna slide this in. Now you see how easy this is? Keep your big flower and your medium flower at the bottom of the cardstock, okay? And this will punch beautifully for you. Hang on. Okay. All right. So we've got that. Now we are going to do something new tonight that we didn't do last week. We're going to take the Granny Apple Green and we're going to take the extra leaf. Let's look at our punch. This is my extra leaf. I want to stamp it like that and I'll be able to punch it. All right, does that make sense? If I stamp it like this, I should be able to punch that out easily with the punch. And then I'm going to take the solid leaf. By the way, I did stamp off. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go in first. And we're going to slide this one in, okay? And what I want to do here is I want to get rid of some of this paper because it's preventing me from moving. All right. There we go. And we have one more to do. Louise, thank you for your tip with the stamp pad. That is a great idea. Thank you. All right. So that's our extra leaves. And if we need more flowers, we'll stamp them. All right, there's my little smudge I've got to get rid of. Let's go ahead and I like to pop these up. You don't have to. Here's the other thing. You could actually stamp the flower on the paper. You don't have to punch it out. Okay, where are my dimensionals? Right here. This is the fun part. After you get your flowers done, then you can embellish your card, which makes it so, so fun. All right, let's see here. Let me check out my stash because I actually see some Sweet Sorbet in here and I see Mango Melody. We got lots of big ones there. All right. And I've got a small Sweet Sorbet, so let's definitely use that. You can put these flowers wherever you want, okay? You just decide, you position them wherever you want. I hate to cover up my little dots, so. All right, I'll put one there. And I think I'm gonna go up here. And I could even cover up, by the way, cover up that smudge of mine if I wanted. All right, but I'll put that one there. And let's get another blue one here. And we'll put that one there. And we ought to do odd numbers, okay? So that's what I'm working on now. All right. Hey, Martha, how are you tonight? How are you? All right, let's see. I don't know. I almost wished I had a smaller one. So let's see what I want to do here. Yep, that one's too big. I don't like that one. The other thing I want to show you are these leaves and how fun they are to use. So I am going to take a glue dot and put on the end of one of the leaves. And then I'm going to attach the leaves like that. See how I attach them together? All right. Yes, it is. It's all about odd numbers, and I have got to stamp another flower for sure. And then what I want to show you with this is how you can tuck this under your flower like that. Okay. And then you've added some more leaves to your design. All right, so let's go back to, I'm trying to find my designer, my cardstock I was using. I think this will work. And let's do, I want to do a mango melody flower. Get some more yellow in there. It definitely needs it. Let me clean my stamps really well. By the way, I changed my chamois. Remember we talked about chamois yesterday or last Wednesday night? So I finally decided to toss the old one. I'd had it forever. And now I'm using a new one. So I get to get a new one dirty. You know, that's a great question. Donna, this is a really, really great question. Donna says, is the Daffodil Delight on the first card? Donna, I'm wondering the same thing. And you know what else we can do? And actually, let's do it. Let's use the Daffodil Delight, and the outline will be Mango Melody. So let's give that a try, because the original flowers do not look like mango. I really think they are daffodil. All right, so outline first, and we're going to do that in mango, okay? All right. So here we are. All right, there's Mango Melody, okay? Then we're going to take our Daffodil Delight. We're going to ink that up. We're going to stamp off. And we're going to add that. All right. What do you think? So yeah, we could even go a shade lighter. There is absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. We can go ahead and slide this in. Remember, you want your cardstock at 2 3/4 of an inch. Okay, by 8.5 inches. And you can get 3 rows of flowers. Okay. All right, so what size do we want? Let's go back to the original. I think we probably need a small or a medium. And I'm going to go with medium on this one. And I want a large dimensional. Yeah, so you can change up your colors. Make your outline darker than the shading of the flower. All right, is that where we want it? I'll put it right there. Okay, and so also you can use your Wink of Stella. All right, on these, I'm gonna give it just a little bit. I know I've kept you long tonight. And you can do your leaves if you want. Now remember, with your shimmer, it does pick up ink. So be careful when you are changing colors, okay? Leslie, I'm using basic white cardstock. I am not using the thick white cardstock. Haven't tried that with this suite. All right. And of course, this is where you can add some embellishments. Oh, by the way, these are my extra flowers now, and I'll put them back in my Ziploc, zip it up, and put it in the stamp case, okay? I know, isn't it fun adding that Wink of Stella? It is so much fun. All right, so I don't have many of these dots even left. I have used so many. But these are in your ribbon share. I mean, excuse me, they're with the embellishment share, okay? If you got that. And let's see what other colors. What other colors? I especially love using these, the navy ones. So fun. Let's see what other colors we've got here. And I'm going to use these right here. So when you do get an embellishment share, you get a half package. And so that's why you see that some have already been cut. All right.